This sourdough flatbread is so easy to make. They are super soft and tender. They are chewy and so tasty with a mild sourdough flavor. To make this bread, we'll need only 5 ingredients: some flour and water, a little bit of salt and oil to add more taste, and sourdough starter as the leavening agent. So in this video, let's see how to make this easy sourdough flatbread. Into this bowl, I'm adding water, a teaspoon of salt, 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Here I have very active and bubbly starter. I'm adding 75 grams of it. Now mix and combine them all together. I'm adding flour. Here I'm using 2 cups of plain flour and half a cup of whole wheat flour. If you don't have whole wheat flour, we can use plain flour instead. Now mix and bring it all together. And we need to knead the dough. I'm using a stand mixer to knead the dough. We can knead the dough by hand as well. I'm using the dough hook attachment in speed 2 and knead the dough for about 8 to 10 minutes. We don't need to be very strict on measurements while making this bread. Different flours may show different water absorbing ability. The point is that we should know the consistency of our final dough. It should be soft, smooth and a bit tacky but not sticky, and we should be able to shape them into a ball and then roll it into a flat disc later. So if you find the dough to be very sticky even after kneading for about 6 minutes, we can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour, or if it is too dry, add 1 or 2 tablespoons of water to bring the dough to the right consistency. Now cover it and leave it to rise for about 4 hours. This flatbread doesn't necessarily require our dough to ferment. So if you don't want to ferment the dough, let the dough rest for 1 hour and then you can continue with the next steps. And if you have sourdough discard with you, you can use it in this recipe, but make sure it is not very old. It's not very liquidy and very sour in taste. Here I like to get the benefits of sourdough bread, and so I'm waiting for 4 hours for the dough to ferment. So it's been 4 hours and our dough has risen slightly. Now deflate the dough, and at the same time I'm trying to preserve its shape so that we can divide them equally. I'm dividing the dough into 10 equal parts. Now take each of them and shape them into small balls. Cover it with a tea towel and leave it on the counter for 20 to 30 minutes so that the gluten strands will get enough time to relax, and thus they will not rebound back when we roll and shape the discs. So after 30 minutes, they are ready for shaping. Dust the work surface and the dough ball with some flour, and using a rolling pin, roll each ball into a circle of approximately 6 inches in diameter. I like to make them very thin and make sure it is evenly thin, otherwise they will not puff up beautifully. And at the same time, make sure our skillet is preheated. We need our skillet to be on medium heat. Lay the rolled dough disc onto the hot skillet and bake for 30 seconds or until we see small bubbles starting to form, and then flip and cook for about 1 minute on the other side or until we start to see bigger bubbles. Now flip again and cook for another 1 to 2 minutes. Your bread should start puff up during this time, and if it doesn't, or if only small pockets form, we can help them by pressing the surface of the bread. Our bread will not puff up if our skillet is not hot enough, so make sure the skillet is hot enough. I like to keep the cooked breads covered in a dry kitchen towel so that the steam will get entrapped within and the bread can remain fresh, warm and soft. These breads are best to have while they are fresh and warm. We can make wraps and have them as tortillas, or we can have them with curry like Indian chapatis, or we can have them with hummus like a pita bread. And as they are made with sourdough, they have a unique and mild sourdough flavor, and they are super soft and have a nice chewy texture. I hope you found this recipe simple and easy to make, and hope you will make this at home. I'm sure everybody will love it. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and please don't forget to share this recipe with your friends and family who love homemade breads. And thank you so much for your love and support, and thanks for watching this video. See you next time.